Welcome to this Time to Lead podcast where leaders come together to grow and get better. I'm your host, Fred Fitzgiles, and I'm so ready to make a difference and an impact in the lives of our listeners. We believe that before you can lead others, that you must first lead yourself. So on this podcast, we focus on self-leadership. We focus mainly on character and mindset with an emphasis on leadership. And our guests are some of the most influential leaders in the world who truly understand the principle that before you can lead others, you must first lead you, right? And so I'm excited to be able to introduce a gentleman who, man, I'm sitting here I'm just cheesing because I'm excited because this episode is an exclusive. Trust me, I have the distinguished honor and privilege to feature not only an amazing gentleman, but my friend. He goes by the name of Art Lewin. He's the founder of Art Lewin Bespoke LLC. He's an incredible businessman. He's driven. He's motivated. He's an author. He's an incredible father, husband, and more importantly, he's a great friend. Art, welcome to the show, my friend. What's up, bro?
How are you, man? I'm looking forward to this. I've been looking forward to this show. So
Absolutely, man. Me too, man. And when I say it's time to lead, I can't think of nobody else who has time to lead themselves but you. So tell the people a little bit about you, man.
I appreciate it, Fred. I'm originally from Chile.
Okay.
I was there my first 9 years of life. And then from 9 years till today, I've been here in the United States. It took about 8 years before my immediate family came here complete, meaning my dad came in 1970, my mother 1972, one of my brothers and I came in 1977, and my other three siblings came a couple years later. So it took about a good 8-9 years before we were reunited as a family.
Wow.
So coming here, we came here illegally. Immigrants, we crossed I think it's 16 countries, I think, to get here.
My goodness.
Yeah, and
wow.
once we arrived here, I still didn't know I was in America, it's because everything in San Diego in California is in Spanish, San Diego, California,
right,
Los Angeles is Los Angeles, right? So I said, Dad, come on, man, we're not in America. Spanish, still the same. But yeah, so we ended up in a little studio apartment, 6 of us at the time, and just a little studio apartment, 1 room.
Wow.
And then from there we moved to a 2-bedroom, 1 bath. I thought I was living in a mansion at that time.
Oh man, compared to, right?
We moved up to a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, about 700 square feet, small little place.
Mm.
And so the road from there started. And fast forward, let's see, I was 8 or 9. So fast forward, I was 18. Mm-hmm. I tried to go to school, but I dropped out, and I started hustling. I started selling everything that came through my mind. I sold vacuum cleaners, insurance, beepers, cell phones. I sold life insurance. I sold everything. Pumpkins. I even sold pumpkins.
Pumpkins. Yeah. I didn't know that. I didn't know there was a market for pumpkins.
I was selling everything that came through my hands. Right. And in 1989, I was door knocking. Going door to door, selling those pagers.
Yeah.
And a custom tailor like myself today answered that door, and he bought 2 of them from me.
Wow.
And back then I wasn't selling you a regular beeper, that $9 a month beeper. I was selling $100 a month beeper.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So it was, I've always sold luxury, right?
Okay, got it.
And he bought 2, and I'm thinking, wow, this guy's doing something right. So
for him to buy 2.
Yeah, because
exactly.
Back then there were $500 deposit each.
Yeah.
$100 a month. That was a lot of money in 1989.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I asked him, I said, why do you need 2 if all I see here is a custom tailoring shop? He says, young man, because I have a real estate investment company. I said, what? I was a kid. I didn't know what he meant. I didn't know you could have multiple businesses.
Right.
I didn't know. And it opened up my mind. And he liked my style. He liked the way I delivered the product, and he recruited me in the business, and the rest is history.
Wow.
So that was 32 years ago. And today we're the #1 custom clothier in America. And we have several branches throughout California, 1 in Arizona. And from there, my moneymaker, which is my clothing, gave me opportunities to start, I'm a real estate investor. I do this.
Okay.
I own other companies. So That's how it all started.
Wow, that is amazing, man. And that journey from being able to come here, like you said, all
Yeah.
the way to when you first met that gentleman. What was the first thing you thought when he said to you, "I like your style"? Did you believe that he was just pulling your chain or what?
No, no, and not to brag, but I knew I had a little bit of swag. I used
Okay,
to dress. I still dress nice, even back then.
that's
And I
right.
knew,
Okay, so you had the swag already.
yeah, I knew I was good. I knew I was good. Yeah,
That's right.
I, those 26 jobs I had prior, I
Yeah,
was always
man.
top guy. So I knew
Yeah,
I was good at selling,
right.
and I knew I had something. I just had to find the right product.
Yeah, yeah.
And clothing came through my hands, and that was it. And
Wow.
that's we took his little shop to the next level.
Hmm.
A couple years later, we opened up another one. We became business partners, and then 3 years after that, the recession in the early 1990s, the Kuwait War. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, I remember that,
that
man.
that hit, and
Yeah.
so we went different ways.
Wow.
So
Well, let me ask you this: who was your taking me back a little bit? Who was your biggest inspiration? Who did you look up
back
to when you were younger?
back then,
Hmm.
it was Zig Ziglar. Um, Yeah, back then was Zig Ziglar. I went to all his boot camps. I went to all his seminars,
Wow.
and then all the other guys that came after. Brian Tracy and so on, and
Mm,
all these other guys,
right.
including your guy,
John Maxwell.
John Maxwell.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Cool,
yeah,
cool.
he's one of
Absolutely.
them too. And then I had to invest in myself
Hmm.
because I didn't have any education in business or in life or psychology, all the stuff that goes behind success. I
Right.
didn't have any education on that. So
Right.
I had to really be self-taught, and
Yeah.
that's what I
Yeah.
did.
Success, it has so many different meanings, right? What does
Right.
success mean to you? And has it changed from the time? Because success could be selling a beeper, and then
Yeah.
success could be getting a job or getting
Yeah.
starting a business. What does it really mean to you? And has it evolved over the years?
It has evolved over the years. At the time when I was younger, I remember I wanted that, right? I wanted
Hmm.
that. I wanted
Yeah.
that what the top salesman was driving. I wanted what the top salesman
Sure.
his suit.
Yeah.
I wanted things, right? I
Right.
still want things because I'm self-motivated.
Yep.
And for me to get higher or go higher in business or in wealth, I have to want more.
Mm.
So back then, it was more about money than anything else. Is being not only that, and also I have a big ego, so I want to be number one salesman
Absolutely.
in the
Yeah.
company, and I
Absolutely.
did that. Today is a little different. Today, I want to be number one in my industry. Right?
Mm.
It's
Yeah.
not the money. The money will flow. The money
Yep.
will come.
Yep.
But back then, I was young. I was building. I wanted things.
Hmm.
That I
Yeah.
knew that I could get if I worked a little harder.
Did you always have an entrepreneur spirit? Why didn't you just stay with just working jobs?
Because I did have that entrepreneur spirit, and
Okay, got
and
it.
that gentleman told me too,
Okay.
because he didn't want to teach me how to measure because he knew I was going to go on my own. So
Oh, got you.
yeah, I've always had the entrepreneur spirit since I was a kid.
Mm. Now tell me about your mom. She's very important to your life. How was she? Was she also an inspiration to you as well? And
Yeah,
how
my
so?
mom. Yeah, my mom. She means everything to me. And when my parents got divorced, really my mom and my dad,
Okay.
they both taught me different things. My
Okay.
dad taught me discipline, how to do things and do it right. If you're gonna do it, go full force or don't do it at all.
Right,
That was my
right.
dad.
Sound like my dad.
Yeah, yeah. You know,
Yeah, yes,
and,
absolutely.
and discipline was a big part of it too.
Discipline. Yes. Me too. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't know, listen, tell you, I didn't know plungers came off the things. That's my I didn't know they really came off. And I said, that really comes off. I said, damn,
Yeah.
okay. I would rather go get the switch, but you got the plunger. Like, wait a minute. Yeah,
My
yeah, yeah.
mom, with my mom, she taught me perseverance. She
Okay.
taught me to always do things right.
Mhm.
Don't go right, go left, just go
Yeah.
straight.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she kept me on focus. She kept me
Yeah.
focused.
Yeah.
So she played a huge role in me because when I was younger, growing up in the hood, you could easily go
Oh
left,
yeah.
you know,
You and me
right,
both, man. Two
right.
hands right here. Yeah,
So
absolutely.
for a minute, I was going that way, and my
Hmm.
mom put me back on track. So
Wow.
a lot of what I have is due to my parents and for their support.
Wow. What kind of advice could you give someone who doesn't have their parents in their life and what can they tap into to be able to kind of be successful? What is it
Find
that
a
they need?
Yeah, find a mentor. Find
Okay.
somebody in your family that you look up to.
Okay.
In my family, one of my uncles went to Chicago, and he was second in command for the Chicago Tribune.
Mm,
But for a long time, he was my mentor, my idol. I wanted to be him.
yeah.
So there's always going to be somebody. If it's not in your family, find it outside of the family, a
Right.
friend or a friend's parent. Um,
Mhm.
Even though I grew up on the wrong side of the tracks, right? I had several friends that were on the right side of the tracks, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I looked up to them. And I when I used to go to their homes or their mansions, I'm like, damn, if they could do it, I could do it too.
That's right. Yeah.
So that's kind of my mentality since I was young.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And when we talk about us growing up in the hood, I grew up in the hood as well, and
Yeah,
my thing was music. Like I was the
yeah,
band nerd.
yeah, yeah.
I wasn't interested in football until I got out of high school. It was kind of
Right,
crazy, but it was always something that kept me always having a desire to just do better because I saw what I didn't want. I mean, I
right,
kind of saw what it was.
right.
And so outside of your parents and the gentleman who kind of mentored you along the way, was it like you mentored me from afar? You're in California, Beverly
Right,
Hills, and we're here
right.
and things of that nature. But we've also had some time to be together. And
Sure.
so, is anybody else that who has mentored you along the way when you started hitting those walls? And how did you overcome those challenges?
It's a great question, by the way. I always tell everybody who asks me that question. In my, I'm very grateful for the business I chose, which is custom clothing. I do high-end suits and shirts for the rich and famous.
Yes.
It's not everybody could afford a $3,000 suit.
Right.
So the people that
Absolutely.
can are doing something right,
Right.
right? So I always tell people that I see between 8 and 12 people a day,
Mm,
right? Wealthy people a day. So
right.
8 to 12 times a day, I get a mini PhD lesson or a mini MBA lesson, right? In
Yes.
business and in life. And
Yes.
that's my clients are my mentors
Mm.
because they teach me something. I have clients who are extremely, extremely wealthy. So I learn from everybody. And I
It,
and I get those little lessons 8 to 12 times a day.
My goodness. Well, let me tell you, let me mention a couple of those because let me just let you know that this gentleman, he puts together tailored style and detailed suits. And here's just some of the clients: Hugh Hefner, Sylvester Stallone, Frank Stallone, Wyver Wagner, Michael Clark Duncan, rest in peace.
Yes.
Terry Crews, Ed McMahon, Lou Ferrigno, my childhood hero. I mean, these are the caliber of people. I mean, Oscar De La Hoya. And I just saw the other day you met Floyd Mayweather the other day, right?
Floyd
How was
Mayweather
that?
is on light. We're gonna do something for him as well.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So
Yeah.
when that mini PhD, you can't really put a price on that, can you?
No,
Oh man, yeah,
no, you can't put
absolutely.
up. I mean, those little mini lessons I get every single day. There's nothing better. And
Yeah.
Fred, I've been doing this for 32 years.
Wow.
So I don't know how many eight times
Come
whatever,
on.
or 10 times 5, 10 times 300, whatever,
That's a lot.
300. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot
Exactly.
of little
Exactly.
lessons.
Yeah, man, absolutely. So let me ask you this question. I used to ask my guests, what is the difference? What is the difference between living and existing to you?
You know, when you're just existing, um, you're in a whole different brain mindset, right? Living is, to me, that's almost ask me about success. That's almost the same kind of a question.
Okay.
You know, it's a peace of mind,
Mm,
right? I could pick up and go see you today if I wanted to, right? If I
yeah.
really wanted to, and
True.
not worry about it. That's
Right.
peace of mind, right?
Mm,
That's living.
right.
My wife and I take multiple vacations a year, and
Yes.
that's living. I
Hmm.
have friends from childhood. I have some millionaire friends that don't even take vacations. They
Wow.
can't. That's not living to me.
No.
You
Right.
know,
Mm,
you
mm, mm.
need you need your time. You need your little space. I mean, at least I do.
Right, right. I know the one thing that is, and I thank you for sharing that. One thing I know that you don't tolerate is excuses. On the back of your jacket, it
Oh
says,
yeah.
no excuse. On the back of my suit that you custom made for my wedding, it says a constant reminder. One thing you can look at the name in the middle,
Right,
but the
right.
other thing, when you see that, the reminder, no excuses. When I don't feel like getting up, when I don't feel
Yeah.
like making that phone call, when I don't feel like getting on this show,
No
that is a great.
excuses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why
No
did you come up with
excuses.
that?
Just results.
Yeah,
You
what made
know.
you come up with that?
Well, I came up with that because, me growing up the way I did, very modest and from a different country. I didn't know English. I didn't know anything here. And here I am. living the dream, the American dream that most Americans don't live, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I have, so I believe in that. Don't give me excuses. If I tell you to make 150 phone calls a day and you tell me you only made 90, why?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So the way I used to make phone calls, cold calls, is I used to act like I had a gun to my head, right? If I didn't
Yeah.
make 150 calls, there I go, boom, I'm dead.
Right.
So
Right. Right. Right.
I was forced to make 150 calls. And
Mm.
whether I needed the bathroom or not, the 150 calls came first. Those are
Wow.
the little sacrifices that I had to make in order to achieve my success. But most people won't do that,
Yeah. I heard it said, I know John was talking one time. He said people come up to him and say, man, I wish I could do what you do. But then he turned around and said, well, no, you don't. He goes, what do you mean? He says, because you may say that you want to do what I can do, but are you willing to do what I did so that I can do what I do?
Exactly.
Have anybody come up to you and say, man, that looks great, custom suits, awesome, I can make all this money?
Yeah.
Has it what do you say to them when they come
It
to you with
happens all the
that?
time. What they're seeing now, they're seeing the end result of 32 years.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Of,
true.
of sweat, blood, sweat, blood.
Yeah.
Yesterday I posted something. A lot of people in sales say, I want to do this. Well, I don't know if I could see you being selling in the rain, door to door, raining with suits, your briefcase, and fever. I did that.
My
Walking
goodness.
miles in the rain, being wet. I did that. Most people won't knock on doors when it's raining.
Wow.
That means you just don't want it bad enough. I wanted it bad enough because I didn't have a plan B.
Yeah, that
Right?
you had to make it happen.
I had to make it. I
Wow.
just had a new baby. I had no choice. I had
All
to
right.
make it.
All right. Talk about your kids, man. How important are they to you, man?
Oh, they're super important. Not only that, I'm super proud of all of them. Three of them.
Yes. All right.
My Alexis, 25 years old. She's a
Shout out to Alexis.
school teacher therapist. My second one, she's 21. She's going to be a sports medicine doctor.
Nice.
And my little man Art, I'm hoping that he takes over my business because I don't think my daughters are going to. So yeah, we're gonna start training him real soon. He's excited.
Shout out to all the kids and little Art. You listening, man? You listening? Yeah. Take over Dad's business.
That's right.
So talk about the importance of having a strong wife, because my water coach, she teaches me how to make sure I drink water.
Yeah.
Wife. Jamie,
you have to, man.
Incredible, man.
Keep on that water.
I will, man. Talk about how incredible it is to have that backbone. In your life.
Being an entrepreneur, for years I thought I was doing it right when it comes to the office stuff. But entrepreneurs, most of the time, they have all their secrets and all their formulas in their head. So when Jamie, my wife, started working for us about 10 years ago, she came from corporate, right? She came from a law firm. She was running and managing a law firm. So she brought in all these formulas, all this paperwork that everybody has to be in the same plan. And she has opened up my mind that for the last 10 years, we've been doubling our growth every year. Wow. And it's because of her, because she organized my entire company. And now today, everything's on the cloud. So we're all on the same page. And that's, congrats to her.
Congrats to her. Big shout out to you, Jamie. I just want to give you a shout out. That's right. So real quick, what has been the most defining moment of your life thus far?
Every so often I'm driving, man, and I have to pull over because I start crying. I'm like, wow. It's like, man, I have to say to myself, wow, this is really my life now. And I have to, I do. I pull over. I'm a little bit of a crybaby, so it's like,
it's all good. Me too, man. It's all good.
So, I choke up sometimes because the life that I've had for the last 20 years or so is the life when I was a kid I dreamed of, having the big house, having the cars, having the housekeepers, the gardener, the pool man, all these people, right? And that was the life that I only thought the rich could do. And that was, life to me now is that, and it's, to me, it's super, super inspiring. And that's my purpose. It keeps me going.
That's good.
I always want more.
I know. When do you feel like you're most yourself? When do you feel like that you're most Art Lewin outside of the business? When you're most yourself?
When I'm home with my wife. Yeah. Good. And when I'm home with my wife, or I'm we travel quite a bit, I could be myself. Yeah. Because when I'm I'm in my Superman suit. I call it my Superman suit. I'm a different Art Lewin, right?
Totally different person.
So I'm a totally different person, right?
Wow.
When I'm hanging out with you guys in New Orleans or here, right? I'm a whole different person, right?
Wow.
And a lot of people think I'm strictly all business. No, man, I play a lot too. You know?
No, you have fun. I mean, we had a ball out there, man. I ate alligator, man. Come on now.
No, we had some good alligator this time.
We had some good alligator, man.
Last week, it was good.
Yeah, you had a good time down there.
Yeah, we had a great time.
Oh, that's great, man. So it's interesting, like balancing all of that. How do you have a specific system that you do to balance your travel and all that? How do you balance your life and your travel?
I mean, you know, we call it life planning. You know,
okay.
You have to, you know, you can't wing. I mean, you go ahead, wing your life. I can't, you know, I can't wing it, right? My whole life is planned. So I follow my plan, you know. So if I want to take 5 vacations next 5 months, that's planned already, which we're not taking 5 so far. So far, 3 are in the books, but it'll probably be 5 by the time I'm done with this conversation here with you. But yeah. And so everything is planned. So let's say, for example, in next month when I'm in Cancun, I leave for 5 days. I'm going to work my ass a little harder. Before I leave, because when I come back, the bill's still coming, right?
Yes, absolutely.
The bill still comes, so I'll have to work.
So the bills don't stop just because you fly away. You say
exactly. Exactly. So
that's funny. That's good, man. What keeps you up at night?
You know what? I would say for the last good 5 years, I've been sleeping good at night, man. Before that, it was just my business. I wanted to do better. I wanted more. I want to be the best. Yeah. Right. I wanted to open up other businesses. I wanted to buy more real estate. You know, so that's what used to keep me up at night. Now it's normal to me, right?
Nice.
Yeah. For many years, I was waking up, 2, 3 in the morning because my brain wouldn't stop. Right. So now times are different. You know. I'm 53 years old now. Times are a little bit different. You know, I'm in a good place. Yeah, we had a rough last year, but I plan, you know, I'm a planner. So if you're not planning for, those rainy days, it's going to hurt.
Yeah. Speaking of last year, man, they said the leaders are defined when you deal with a crisis. The crisis of 2020, man. What were the things that you learned the most, and how did you pivot when it first happened?
At the beginning, I was like, man, I was a little stressed out. I'm going to be honest, because I'm thinking I've never, I could shut down on my own, but to be forced to shut down.
I know that's right. Forget that mess. I'm going to close when I want to close.
But, when the government says, that's it, man, you have to shut down. I'm like, what?
Wow.
Right?
Wow. Yeah.
So, for the first month or two, it was good. I said to myself, to Jamie, I said, Jamie, you know what, babe, we're good, right? But it's a vacation, right? I've been working since I was 12 years old, so I said to myself, you know what, I'm going to take this time and just vacation in my own home. My compound here in Palm Springs, right?
Beautiful. So, come on, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
We call it some of my friends call
it. It's like a daily vacation every day,
right? So, but you know what? It turned out the best thing for me at that time, because I've been taking notes for the last 30 years of, I've been in business 30 years plus. So it gave me the time to finish my book, So
nice. Tailor-made success. I love it.
But tailor-made success.
That's the newest one. Tell me about how that came about, man.
So this has been in my mind for at least good 20 years, right? So last year, it gave me the opportunity because we were shut down for 6 months. We didn't do anything. It gave me the opportunity to put all my notes together, and it's all me, It's an easy read. It's 120 something pages, about 8 or 9 chapters. And what I did, it says tailor-made success, lessons learned from very powerful and wealthy entrepreneurs. I'm talking about my clients, right?
Wow. So, beautiful.
Here you go, nice. Mr. Lewin, an author.
Beautiful. There he is. You and the author. He's in the. Did I forget to tell you guys? Art Lewin is also a author, world renowned. Put it out there, buddy. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to give out copies of the book for those who comment below and just give us some feedback on this interview so I can let Art know. I'm going to purchase 10 copies for myself, bro. I'm giving them out to my listeners.
Nice.
You got that order coming. So I definitely appreciate that. So I want to wrap up on this, man. Again, I know you're super busy. I know you got it ready to go. And I just thank you, man, not only for this time, but for our friendship. You have blessed myself and my wife just to be able to, be able to have connect with someone who has such a heart for people, man. Love you so much. Love you, man. And Jamie. We're like friends for life. You can't get rid of me now, Doc.
That's right.
Forget all this media stuff. You're my brother.
You guys are easy to love, man. You guys are easy to love. As Iona, we met through Facebook in 2009.
Yep.
2009, 12 years ago.
Yes, you told me. That's right.
Yes, right. And almost initially, right off the bat, it's like all of a sudden we were like friends for 10 years, and then, we met, I want to say 3, 4, 5 years ago, something, right? And man, you guys are easy to love. So yes, we're going to be friends for life, but
you have a gift of discernment. So and she has the same thing. When you met my wife, I tell her she has that it thing. Did you see that in her? What did you see in her?
That's what I saw. That's what I saw.
Okay.
It's I want to see people, or the people that are around me. I don't want them. Most people, everybody who's around me is going somewhere, right? And I saw that in her. I see that in people that sometimes they don't see in themselves, right? And but she was going places, and I saw that. And by the questions she asked me way back, I'm going 11, 12 years ago, the questions she asked me way back then, it kind of, puts a stop. Whoa, okay, she's asking me different kind of questions, right? And that's kind of opened up my eyes a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh no, she's smart. Iona is sharp.
She is, man. I love my wife, and I'm telling you, I'm blessed. I thank God for bringing her in my life. I thank God for bringing you in my life. What are 3 things that if somebody wants to be able to be at the level that you're at, what would be 3 values that you would kind of give them advice on, that they need to have in order to be able to lead a life of success?
These are 3 things, 3 little nuggets that I'd like to share with you. Right. Number 1, pay yourself first. Okay, pay yourself first. So, whatever your check is, take at least 10% of that. If you're getting paid weekly, take 10% of that weekly, put it away. I've been planning since I was 19, right? That's, it seems hard, but it's not hard. When you take that 10% out of, you got 90%, at least minimum 10%. If you have a good week, take more. There's weeks that I said, I'm putting the whole thing in, right? So pay yourself first, number 1. 2, network, right? Network, it's just going to lead to something that you'll thank yourself for networking, because it could lead to people, to contacts that you might never thought you could contact them. So network is key. 3, invest in real estate. You want to increase your wealth? Buy real estate. Those are my 3 nuggets for you.
Hey, man, if I had a microphone, I would just drop the microphone, man. Thank you so much. All right, Lewin, Bespoke, you heard it, my friend, on the It's Time to Lead podcast. Brother, I thank you so much for your time. This has added so much value. I hope you guys should be able to really don't just take the notes. Do the ACT, like I tell you, apply it. Change what you got to change if you haven't changed, or teach it if you already know it, but make it happen. All right, God bless you, bro. I appreciate you, man.
Hey, look forward to it. Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate you thinking of me. Thanks.
Oh, absolutely, man. I love you, man. And yes, we coming to Palm Springs soon, baby.
Yes, let's do it.
Thank you, man.
Summer's around the corner.
We'll talk. Absolutely.
Take care.